Our country, India, is a house to a plethora of architectural marvels, and when we particularly speak about them, most of them are definitely present in West Bengal. In a very recent visit to South Bengal, I came across a temple that totally altered my perception of Hindu temple construction and architecture. So viewers, today we are going to talk about the Hongsheshwari Kali temple, which is situated at the Bashberia village in South Bengal. The particular campus that houses the Kali temple also comprises of a splendid terracotta temple nearby, which is christened as the Ananta Vasudev temple. Now, before leaping directly to all the technical aspects of the temple construction and architecture, first, we have to understand the series of historical episodes and circumstances that enveloped this particular village as well as this renowned temple. The genealogy of this ruling family begins from Devaditya, and after the rule of 11 kings, this particular family was divided into two, the Patuli branch and the Dinajpur Raj. The Patuli branch of the family was ennobled by Mughal Emperor Akbar, who assigned them the title of Rai. Later, during the rule of Jahangir, the status of this Patuli family was further uplifted as they were gifted with the title of Mazumdar. Zamindar Rameshwar Ray was gifted with around 400 bigha of land and its zamindari by the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, who also gifted him with the prestigious title of a king. Therefore, finally in 1673, King Rameshwar Ray, along with his family, left Patuli and came and settled permanently in Bongshobati or Bashberia. The village of Bashberia or Bongshobati is situated near the banks of the river Ganga and also placed in between Tribeni and Bandel. Interestingly, this place got its name from a myth that states that Rameshwar Ray built a fort here by clearing a bamboo grove. Almost 3 centuries ago, when the fate of the Mohammedan Empire was trembling in the balance, the English too were advancing. A change in power was inevitable and very evident. Back then, the Nawabs of Bengal had only become the puppets in their hands. But the grandson of King Rameshwar Ray, that is, King Risinghadev, appeared to be an excellent ruler of that time. Having stayed in Banaras for many years, temples, numberless as they are, did not satisfy the full cravings of Nrsinghadev's heart, and he wanted to find a visible and tangible epiphany of what according to yoga philosophy represented the divine force. Now, specifically emphasizing on the realm of yogic philosophy, King Risinghadev came up with a draft plan of the architecture of a temple that represented the Shatachakra Bheda or the 7 chakras in the human body. Along with this prodigious mystic formula, the 5 stone staircases in the temple represented the 5 vital channels of the human body, and goddess Hongsheshwari represents the Kundalini Shakti or the Para Shakti of yoga. As mentioned earlier, the same temple complex houses 2 different sects of Hinduism. One is the Shakti Tantric cult in the form of the Hongsheshwari Kali temple, and the other is the pacifist Vaishnavism in the form of the Ananta Vasudev temple. Even the deity, that is the goddess Hongsheshwari herself, is prepared and installed with the concepts of yoga and pranayam. Now, deciphering the meaning of the word of the goddess, the word Hong is pronounced at the time of breathing out, whereas the word Sa is uttered at the time of breathing in. Hong manifests Shiva and Sa represents Mother Shakti. It is said that from the heart of Mahadev, a lotus stem has come out carrying 12 petals of blood red lotus. On this, 4-handed Mother Shakti is standing on her right leg, resting the left leg on her right thigh. The upper left hand is carrying a sword to represent her power to curb the demons. The lower left one is carrying a severed head of a demon. The upper right palm is posed in a fearless mudra or a Abhay mudra to depict her as the protector of the world from the evils. whereas the lower right hand is posed in the bar mudra, through which her blessings is offered to all. The inception, construction and foundation of this particular temple was started by King Nrsimhadev. However, with his sad demise in 1802, the work suddenly stopped. King Nrsimhadev had two wives. The elder one died while practicing sati after his death, while his second wife resumed the work of temple construction and also undertook all the zamindari works in a very enthusiastic and able manner. The able and charismatic Queen Shankari continued to fund for the services of the masons, artists and sculptors who worked for a dozen of years for the construction of this temple. In those days, the construction of this temple cost nearly 5 lakh rupees. Many people also opines that she is the one who brought in a blend of Russian architecture in this temple during its completion phase. People also say that there is a striking similarity of this temple with Moscow's Pokrovsky Cathedral. The idol of Devi Hanksheshwari in the temple is accompanied by 14 Shivas, who represents many doors to salvation or moksha. The shrine is a 7-storied structure. It is crowned with 13 minarets. The goddess, though a form of Kali, is not wreathed with human heads or pedestaled upon carcass, as that fierce-looking deity is generally represented. This particular idol of the goddess seems like it is made of gold. However, in reality, she is made of nimba wood painted in blue. Above her, in the upper story, is a Shiva carved out of white marble, as there are 12 others underneath the remaining 12 minarets. The transept in the front or the south side is called Nath Mandir, literally the dancing hall. It is a splendid piece of work, propped up by 12 columns and arches, beautifully carved and ornamented. The painted ceiling, the fine lattice work above the doorway and the stone fountain below make up a picture which is certainly very pleasing to the sight. Just beside the Hanksheshwari Kali temple is the temple of Ananta Vasudev, which was constructed by Rameshwar Rai. Now, this Ekratna style temple with a single octagonal pinnacle has got exquisite terracotta panel on its walls, arches and base, with a cover of circumambulatory pathway in its interior around the inner sanctum. Even the interior walls have fascinating terracotta panels. The terracotta motifs feature naval warships, social and war scenarios, deities like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, Kali and also scenes from the Krishna Leela. The main attraction in the village is the two temples with intricate terracotta works that inspired even Rabindranath Tagore. Moved by the art, the poet has asked Nandalal Bose to document the panels on the temple wall. I was extremely fortunate that I got a chance to personally interact and interview the pujari of the temple, who literally belongs here. So, this is what he has to say about the temple and the goddess.
হংসেশ্বরী কালীর শান্তরূপ সারা বছরে এক রাতের জন্য হচ্ছে এলোকেশী রূপ। কার্তিক মাসে কালী পুজোর দিন যেটা হয়ে গেল, সন্ধ্যারতির পর মাকে রাজবেশ পরানো হয়। গায়ে কোনো বস্ত্র থাকবে না, সারাঙ্গে ফুল মালা অলঙ্কার এবং এই মুখের উপর একটি রূপোর মুখোশ সোনার জীব পরানো থাকে। সেই রাজবেশ ভোর 4টের সময় রাত্রির খুলে দিয়ে আবার বস্ত্রদান করা হয়। ওটা হচ্ছে রাজা নৃসিংহদেব রায়ের প্রতিষ্ঠাতা। এটা উনি মাকে, যে মা হংসেশ্বরী হচ্ছে নিমকাঠের মূর্তি, এটা ভেসে এসেছিল বেনারস থেকে গঙ্গা করে। উনি স্বপ্নে পান যে আমি ভেসে আসছি, এনে আমাকে প্রতিষ্ঠা করার জন্য এবং মন্দিরটা তৈরি করার জন্য। এই মন্দির 1801 সালে উনি শুরু করেন, 1802 উনি দেও রাখেন। তারপর সেকেন্ড ওয়াইফ রানী শঙ্করী 1814 খ্রিস্টাব্দে এই মন্দির শেষ করার পর তারপর মাকে প্রতিষ্ঠা করা হয়। এই মন্দিরে 13টি গম্বুজ আছে, 13টি শিবলিঙ্গ, নিচে 12টা কালো, ওপরে ফার্স্ট ফ্লোরে একটা, মা যেখানে বসেন সাদা, এবং মাকে নিয়ে 14 শিবলিঙ্গ। পাপড়ি প্রথম বললাম তো সহস্রদল পদ্ম নীল, তারপর গোলাপি হচ্ছে অষ্টদল 8টা, তারপর ত্রিকোণ বেদী। শিবের হৃদয় থেকে মহাকালের যে পদ্মাসন বেরিয়েছে, দ্বাদশ পদ্ম, 12টি আসন। ওই যে পদ্মফুল, এই মা যেখানে বসে আছেন ওটা 12টা, তার উপর মা বেষ্টিত। অনন্ত বাসুদেবের মন্দির আছে, সেটা হচ্ছে রাজা রামেশ্বর দেবরায় মহাশয়, নৃসিংহ দেবরায় ঠাকুর দাদা। ওটা হচ্ছে 1673 টু 1679। এখন এটা মেনটেন্যান্স করছেন আর্কিওলজিক্যাল সার্ভে অফ ইন্ডিয়া, যা কিছু দেখভাল করছেন। আর মন্দিরের একটা গর্ভগৃহ ঘর আছে, এই তলাতে পেছন দিক দিয়ে একটা রাস্তা ছিল, সেটা আন্ডারগ্রাউন্ড হয়ে সেটা সবাই বলে আসছে গঙ্গা ঘাটে মা চান করতে যেতেন। অ্যাকচুয়াল কিন্তু তাই নয়, আন্ডারগ্রাউন্ড হচ্ছে গুপ্ত পথ ছিল। এই যে সামনে যে গড়টা দেখছেন, এই গড়টা হচ্ছে সত্যদেব অ্যাকোমোডেশন। এই রাজবাড়ি, 3টে রাজবাড়ি, এই মন্দির সব কিছু তৈরি হয়েছে মন্দির চুন সুরকি এবং মাটি দিয়ে। এবার শত্রুদের আক্রমণের জন্য তারা এই 3টে রাজবাড়ির সংস্থল দিয়ে মন্দির দিয়ে যাতায়াত প্যাসেজ ছিল, কিন্তু পাবলিক বলে আসছে ওটার ভুল কথা, যে মা গঙ্গায় চান করতে যেতেন। একটাই মেন রাস্তা ছিল, সেটা চাপা পড়ে গিয়েছিল। এই সাইড নেওয়ার পর 84-86-এ পুরোটাকে পরিষ্কার করে সিমেন্টিং করে দেয়। তাও ধরুন ওটা সিঁড়িটা আছে, আর 7-8টা সিঁড়ির পর এখনও বর্ষাকালে এতটা নিচ থেকে এতটা জল উঠে যায় আপনার মোটর ইয়ে থেকে। সেটা খুব পেছনে একটা, সামনে একটা, সবাই দেখতে পারতো। ওটা 84-86-এ খুব উৎপাত হতো। তখন অতটা বাউন্ডারি ওয়াল ছিল না, এখানকার একটা ঝামেলার জন্য